This all is feeling like a scheme that Todd set up to come to me with the bull. So I'm like, okay, I'm canceling this return flight. I'm about to cancel Christmas on this hoe. I even prayed about it. Even God was like, cancel Christmas on that hoe, for real.
It's just the say nobody with the wasting girl. This I know say don't put no fisting girl.
Daddy land.
Say your man you are replacing girl.
Yo, daddy now land and pat up your thing if you're good up. Yeah. Wind your waist if you're good up. Touch up yourself if you're good up. Good up, my girl.
What's up, guys? It's your girl T, and I am back with another episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. If this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I know I have been MIA for almost 2 months now, like since my birthday. There has been so much going on. So I just wanted to bring you guys a quick touch base, a quick life update. I'm not sure what I want to touch on first. I actually haven't even finished my St. Lucia blog because there's just so much. I have a whole lot of content to go through still. I just haven't had a whole lot of time to do so. But today I felt like, I really just needed to put something out there because I've been kind of MIA on most of my socials. Only thing I've really been active on is my travel page. So today I want to bring you guys an episode about, life update about what went on with my summer carnivals, St. Lucia and Barbados. So I had 3 summer carnivals for my travel packages. T Travels, Barbados Crop Over, St. Lucia Carnival first, then Barbados Crop Over, and Grenada Spice Mass. So I was only able to make it to one. I wasn't able to make it to Barbados and Grenada, but I did make it to St. Lucia. I had some family stuff going on. The kids got sick, and as you can hear, Wynn is just fine now, but the kids got sick, and it was just a whole lot of other stuff going on. But I have recently, due to recent events, I have decided to dissolve. I made the announcement that I will be dissolving T Travels. So I'm going to get into that. I first want to touch on St. Lucia. St. Lucia Carnival was okay. I don't want to spend too much time talking about St. Lucia Carnival. It was okay. It was nothing like, I will say it was nothing like 2019. 2019 was pure vibes, just vibes. This year was definitely, I'm gonna say it because everybody else is already saying this, so y'all can't come down my throat because even the influencers are saying it. This year was definitely the year of the influencer. Everything everywhere was just content, and it kind of lost its essence a little bit. I took a group of 7 including myself, and the villa was beautiful. I will put the link for the villa below. You guys are gonna see all the footage, but I'm just trying to run through it and let you guys know what happened. Everything was great until costume pickup. I had one girl that was in a different band. The rest of us were in another band. But long story short, I didn't get my backpack until it was time to go on the road. I'm gonna talk about this in the other vlog, but and 2 of my clients didn't get their backpacks at all. So it messed up the experience, I'm not gonna lie. They were on top of it. They issued the refunds right away. They were hesitant to give me a refund. I'm not sure why, but they gave me a partial refund because I did have access to my backpack on the road, but by the time I got to it, it was mangled up. So I was like, forget it. I left it there, and then I just picked it up later. But then I was kind of stuck in St. Lucia for an extra day because Delta, nasty business. Delta was on garbage. For whatever reason, the gate agents at UVF airport did not want to give me a seat on the flight for the 19th. I tried to do the little purchase your flight at the airport hack, and they said that they were sold out, but I was on the phone with a Delta agent who said otherwise, who told me the exact seats that were available. Whatever reason, they didn't want to put me on that flight, so I had to fly out a day later. Then that flight got delayed hours and hours and hours later. They put me in first class, but the flight was super late. I was supposed to land at like 11 p.m. I didn't get home until like 5 a.m. the next morning. So yeah, that was a whole mess. But other than that, it was I don't know, because I love St. Lucia is up there with one of the islands that I definitely love. But I gotta drag y'all a little bit. Diaspora wars have to stop because it's getting ridiculous. This was the first time I went to an island. I can't say that. I experienced this one time in another island too, but it was a little bit worse this time. I'm not gonna say exactly what happened, but it was at Massey, because I just don't have time. I'm trying to breeze through all of this stuff, but it was at a Massey in St. Lucia, and the girls were just super rude. They ran my card twice and made me bag my own stuff, and then after they ran my card twice, told me I need to pay for the bags. And I'm like, obviously I just used my card, so I don't have change to give you for bags. This is when I was on my way out. I was on my way home. And they were like, oh, well, the bags are however much a piece. Okay, well, you should have took that when you ran my card twice. So, yeah, just real nasty business. And I'm starting to get this air of, you know, I've even had a cab driver recently tell me that this is why they don't like driving for Black African American women. So it's just like, now that we are starting to travel more, I'm gonna get down on my people too in a minute. Just give me a second. But now that we are starting to travel more, are y'all gonna turn down our money? Because for me as a travel professional working in tourism, it's hard enough to get my people to go to these places. And then to be spend their money to go to these places, to be treated like this is ridiculous. Don't get me wrong, 95% of the people in these islands that I go to are beautiful, they are wonderful, they are respectful, they are hospitable, and I talk about this all the time. It's not even because you're paying them or anything, they're just naturally caring and compassionate and hospitable like that. They're just raised like that. So it's not even a majority, it's not even a small majority, it's just the few of y'all gonna mess it up for everybody. Y'all need to stop treating us like this. Me, I bring too much money to y'all islands. Me personally, I bring too much money to y'all countries. I'm gonna say to y'all countries in general, to be treated less than. So tighten up. Also, I said I was going to get down on us, but I was speeding. I forgot. I just want to add that for us, we need to start practicing travel etiquette. We cannot behave the same ways in certain spaces as we do back home, as we're seeing in the news. Also, please stop referring to these places as third world countries and thinking that they're going to accept just whatever you feel like giving them because they're poorer countries. Not cool. You cannot go to these different places and expect more for less. No, they don't expect a tip, but if you're going to tip here in the States or tip your people, tip them as well because they go above and beyond. Y'all go to these different places and expect champagne for Moby prices, and it's not all right. So on to the situation with Barbados. Like I said, I wasn't able to make it. I had a family emergency at the last minute, and then funds was tight, and I lost a lot of clients last minute, and just like not able to keep up with their payments and things like that, and it really put me in a bind. So as of right now, I'm in the hole for Barbados. Then, not to mention, I got scammed. More on that. I had 7 altogether, and then 8 including me. So 7, I had one solo traveler, I had another solo traveler, I had a group of 5. This group of 5, I won't get too much into that because we resolved our issues, but I will say that for them to come on my social media and try to blast me about something, you know what, let me go back. So this one young lady, and the only reason I'm not blasting her, because she is an influencer. The only reason I'm not blasting her is because I am going to deal with this in court. So I don't know how that would impact that. So I'm going to keep it cute. But this one young lady, she hit me up to register. Like, I knew of her. We went back and forth. We followed each other. We would like each other's content and, you know, comment on each other's things. And, you know, just share little messages back and forth in the DMs. So she seemed like a cool person and everything. She hit me up because she wanted to register for my Barbados crop over package. Oh, this is supposed to be a get ready with me, so I should probably start getting ready. I'm actually going to a Soca Fest here in Chicago tonight. Patrice Roberts and Ricardo Drew are performing tonight, so I'm getting ready for that. Let me start that. Okay, edges looking good today. All right. I'm gonna give y'all a hair update too. Whenever I take these braids down, take my wig off. give y'all a hair update. As y'all can see, I'm kind of flourishing. This side is a little thin still. It's still coming in, but it's a little thin. I actually started using a new hair treatment. I'm probably gonna do a video on that too. Either a video or a short on this hair treatment that I've been using. I've only been using it for a few weeks and I've seen like a huge difference in my edges. So yeah, more on that. But yeah, back to Barbados. I was so sad because first of all, I didn't deserve to get done the way that I got done, but also y'all know how I feel about Barbados. So for you to go on my Barbados trip and play, it's like bruh. But yeah, so this girl, she's an influencer. Well, Instagram baddie, I'll say. And she's known amongst the soca community. She's in all the soca videos. Well, not all of them, but a few of them, shaking her ass or whatever. She hit me up. She's like, she want to go on one of my trips. You know, we have been cool back and forth in the DMs, commenting, liking each other's content and stuff. So she hit me up one day. She said, oh, I want to register. And she's like, oh, well, can you pair me with somebody so that I can get the double room rate instead of the single? I'm like, okay, that's no problem. I think I already had a solo traveler that registered. And so I'm like, that's no problem. I'll ask her if she wants to room with somebody. And then I'll just, you know, give you both the double rate. So I checked with the other girl. She was fine with it. So she gets the double rate. That was her first play. Somewhere along the line, I'm trying to make this as short as possible because I'm not good at getting ready and talking at the same time because I have to focus. But yeah, back to it. So this girl, I pair her up or whatever. Somewhere along the lines, she starts falling behind on her payments. Now, if you've ever been on one of my trips, you've ever seen one of my contracts, you know that I give you 2 weeks. If you fall more than 2 weeks behind on payments, I have to cancel your contract. It's not refundable, so it's best not to fall behind. But because I knew her, or I thought I did, I gave her a little more time. I'm like, well, I know she must be good for it because I know if nothing else, she makes money, right? So I'm like, and then in the meantime, I'm seeing her at all these other carnivals. She was just in St. Lucia. She was at some more carnivals before that. I think she went to Bermuda and something else in June. Like, she's everywhere. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of crazy that you can't pay your bill, but whatever, you're going to catch up because you want to go on this trip. So I gave her more time than what I should have. That was the first strike. So she caught up with the 1 month payment. Her final payment, she made a little early, but she made it by check. And so my invoicing platform is PayPal. So they do give you the option to pay by check. And so when she made the payment, they told me it was pending. It took like 7 days to clear. So by day 4 or whatever, I'm like, you know, I still have to wait. You know, I had lost her flight reservation and everything because she was so far behind. When she made the one payment, the flight was so high at that point, I could only get her departure. She had messed up everything. So I got her departure and I'm like, well, I have to wait for your final payment to clear to get your return. Took the payment 7 days to clear. I let her know that it did finally clear, so we were all good. She was complaining about the flight that she was on, but ma'am, you was 2 months behind on payments. I lost your flight reservation. Now we got to take what we can get. Like, she's still demanding like direct flights and stuff. Like, sweetie, that's not how this works. Per the contract, flights are at my discretion. But I still worked with her. I got her, it wasn't a direct flight, but it was a same day flight or whatever. So I was just really trying to work with her more than what I should have. And so it finally cleared. She goes on the 3rd and she's like, she checks into the hotel or whatever. And she's like, oh, this isn't going to work. She calls me immediately. This isn't going to work. I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, there's only one bed in here. I forgot to tell her that she and the other girl were in separate rooms now. I just went ahead because the other girl was coming in later. She was coming in like Sunday. She landed on Thursday, so I didn't want to disrupt her flow and have the girl coming in on Sunday and she got to move her stuff and all that other stuff. So I just put them in separate rooms. I'm like, oh, I forgot to mention, you now have your own room. She has her own room, so don't worry about it. She's like, oh, okay. Then she goes on to say, I booked them at a boutique hotel. It's like one of the nicest boutique hotels on the island. Beautiful. This is where they have all their like brunches. They're really nice upscale brunches and dinners and things like that for people that are coming onto the island, like diplomats, all kind of stuff. So it's well known, you know, it is owned by the island. So, you know, I like to support places like that versus chain hotels that are owned by colonizers. So she's like, oh, I'm more of a chain hotel girl. You should have put me at the Hilton or the Hyatt. First of all, you couldn't keep up with the payments to stay at this hotel. You definitely weren't going to pay more to stay at a Hilton or a Hyatt. We know this. So, and furthermore, the hotel was in the advertisement, the contract, and everything. You were well aware of where you were staying. So now you have an issue. So I feel like from that point, she was plotting on how she was going to get me to put her in another hotel. But wait, there's more. Let me do this real quick. Okay, y'all, I'm back. So I messed up my thingy a little bit, but it'll be fine. I'm only doing this for tonight. So where was I? Yeah, she gets to the hotel. Like I said, I felt like she was plotting the whole time to try and get me to put her somewhere else. But I wasn't paying attention to it. I'm like, okay, well, she's good. I'm like, how was the ride in? Everything was great. La 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 la. She had a little complaint about it not being a chain hotel because what she said was she's 100% disabled. She was like, I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm 100% disabled. I'm like, oh no, I didn't know that. She's like, yeah, so these stairs are going to be a little bit of an issue for me. I'm like, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that's all I gave her because that's all I gave her because, forgive me, but you knew where you were staying. You knew where you were staying. You were well aware. So you didn't say, oh, I need handicap accommodations. None of that, right? You knew where you were staying. You didn't say I need handicap accommodations. So your purpose for telling me this now after you've already checked in is not sure. But anyway, she has everything she needs. She's gone to the first vet. I get a notification. That was Thursday. She went immediately, picked up her costume. The other group of girls, they were in another band. They went and picked up their costume. They came in. I had them overnight in Miami so that they could get to Barbados early enough on Thursday. That's a whole nother story. So bear with me. Back to the scammer. So she went to the first fet. The next fet was Juve. That started at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I get a notification at like 1 o'clock in the morning that her payment, her last payment, remember the one that just came through, just cleared? Her payment, she filed a dispute. She filed a chargeback on that payment. So I hit her right then and there. I don't give a damn what you're doing. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Hey, what's going on? Why did you do a chargeback? I'm gonna put the messages there. Oh, you told me that was from when I did that when you told me you didn't get the payment. Okay, but I told you since then that I've gotten the payment. So why are you filing a chargeback on, and that was like the 26th. Why are you now filing a dispute on the 4th of August? She's like, I'm like, oh, okay, well, be that as it may, that's weird, but be that as it may, can you please contact PayPal and cancel the dispute? I'm thinking she filed it through PayPal because that's who contacted me. She's like, yeah, I got you as soon as I get back to Wi-Fi. You're messaging me right now, so you must be on Wi-Fi. You must have some service, but whatever. Okay, that's fine. So that was like 3 o'clock in the morning. We finished our little exchange. 8 o'clock in the morning, she texts me back. Oh my God, I just got back to the room and it's infested with cockroaches. Y'all see the messages. I can't make this shit up. I literally cannot make this shit up. So, you've been there for 2 days. You've been at this hotel for 2 days. You text me at 8 o'clock in the morning saying your room is infested with roaches. They're all in your suitcase, all in your makeup bag, all in your, costume case. 2 days you've been there. From Thursday to Saturday. You've been there 2 days, and all of a sudden, there are cockroaches everywhere, all over your room. I went along with it. I'm like, okay, well, can you send me a video so that I can reach out to the hotel and show them the video of what's going on in your room? She refused. Y'all gonna see it.
Good morning. I understand that you want to leave. I have to wait for the hotel to get back to me and let me know if they're going to reimburse and to confirm that there is an infestation. However, if I don't have any proof that they're like live proof that there are cockroaches in your room, they're probably going to dispute me as far as one to give you any kind of reimbursement. So if you can just take a video and send it to me, that would be really helpful.
She refused to send me this video, y'all. Refused. This is a whole like 2 hours I'm asking her for this video. She's like, I'm on a balcony naked, in 100-degree weather. Why are you on a balcony naked? Like, what did that have to do? I'm still wondering, what did that have to do with anything?
I'm saying that in order for me, I was giving you an example of the type of things that they might try to say to keep from reimbursing you. So it would be easier if you would just take a video so that I can furnish that as proof of the cockroaches.
I'm like, okay, well, I need a video just in case they try to say like whatever. So she sends me finally sends me a video of the camera pointed at the ground, and she's talking to the hotel staff, and they're just saying that I'll upload it because fuck it.
I want to eat and wash my hands, but I'm so scared. I am so scared.
You sure you want to stay here? I can go and see if any management is downstairs and ask a question for you. Because I know every time you in here, you're going to be like looking.
Because it was one, you know, he ran out there, and then the big one that was on the bed, I just don't know where he went.
But, yeah, you were.
There was a lot. That's a lot, right? It's like 1, 2, even 3. It's
Yeah, that was like what? Flavor.
I just want to like wash my hands so I can eat, but I'm scared. There's the big one that ran across the bed. That's the one I'm just scared. Like that.
I think I got that one.
You think you got
Yeah,
that
I
one?
sprayed it. Yeah, because that one was bigger than the other ones.
And then it was so when I came in, I stripped over here, and I picked up this and put it on. And when I put it on, it was one
It was on that.
Yes, so that's what made me strip naked. And then I turned around, and he was on the bed. One ran up, and then I just grabbed this, shook it, and ran out the door.
So I do apologize about that.
No, it's not your fault. I'm just.
I know, but I know how you feel.
If we didn't see it, he was like on me.
But it was on
and then I turned around and
I get you.
and then, you know, to see those ones over there too. And then you was like, it's more in the bathroom. Like, I didn't even make it over. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
I'm just.
Catch your
Okay. I can deal with lizards. I can deal with rats.
They're not real. They're not.
It's like a you know, like the TV shows, and they be like scared as that is like.
Yeah. I
You see me? I'm like that. Okay. I'm watching.
They're not.
You know how to be scared to run out naked. Like.
I checked for you.
Okay.
But I don't even have my phone downstairs.
Okay. I just want to eat. I don't want to be showering and like.
I be looking.
Yeah,
I know.
Let me just, I'm gonna go back outside and eat on the porch. I'm shaking from everything.
I got my phone because I didn't know. Because they don't.
Or like going to
And like, you know.
Yeah, so.
Especially because it was that one that was on the bed. It's like they ain't scared. Like, you know, they're supposed to be scared.
I know, right?
He wasn't scared. He didn't like.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't scared at all.
No. All right, I'm gonna sit back outside.
Go ahead.
Let me just.
I didn't get my phone right. Right. I will not get my phone. Because it
But I need to like shake my stuff to make sure, cause
there's none in there.
he was on that, and then it was another one in here. But that's the case. I was zipped up, so.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna
But they're just saying like they're gonna clean the room and they're so sorry and all of this, right? I honestly believe by her refusing to send me a video of the live moving roaches, this is something that she planted in the room. I read on Airbnb that they've had an issue with people planting fake cockroaches so that they can get their money back for their rentals. So honestly, after what she put me through, I don't put it past her. And I was talking to somebody else that knows her. They said the same thing. They don't put it past her. So, so she's just like freaking out. She's like, I'm your client. You need to take care of me. Get me out of here and all of this. I'm like, well, even if I wanted to pay for you to stay somewhere else, I can't, because you have my account locked up. You have my funds locked up in this account because you filed a dispute. So where you messed up at was either you plant the roaches or you do the chargeback. First of all, who does a chargeback while they're still on the trip? That's wild in itself. But either you do either or. You don't do both. So now you're in a situation where you're stuck because you're stupid. So I'm like, well, I can help you find somewhere else to stay. She's like, I'm not staying here. I'm not staying here. I'm like, okay, well, I'll contact the hotel, find out if they... No, at first I'm like, okay, I spoke to the manager. They're coming up to your room now to talk to you. I don't need anybody to handle me. Get me out of here. That's not the point. They're coming up to see what's going on. They want to know what's going on. So first of all, I sent her, because I couldn't reach them at first. I couldn't get them on the phone. So I'm like, hey, can you go down? It'd be faster if you go down to the front desk and have them give me a call. And so she's like, I just went down to the front desk and they have a sign up that says that they're closed on Saturday. I wanted to say, first of all, it's Saturday. It's Kadooment Saturday in Barbados. There is absolutely no plausible way in hell that any hotel front desk is going to be closed for the day. You're smoking crack. So she's like, the manager finally called me back. She called me back probably like 15 minutes later. And she's like, she's sending somebody up there or whatever. So I told her, she's like, I don't need anybody to handle me. Get me out of here. I'm like, okay, but they still need to come see what's going on and then come to a resolution with them to see if they're going to refund you or what's going to happen.
Hi, so yeah, I just spoke with the manager and she said that she is offering a partial refund for today through when we were checking out Tuesday. The only issue with that is the card that I use, the other account that I could have had is sent to my business account is frozen, as I told you, because of the dispute. And so thankfully I did use my other card to pay for this booking in advance, but that could take 3 to 5 days to 3 to 5 days to hit the account. So I can find you, once again, I can find you somewhere else to stay, but you will probably have to pay for it at your expense. And then I can, whenever the funds become available, I can just send them to you. So is that something that you would want to do? Okay, that's who I'm on the phone with now, actually. I'm on hold. So that I do know. Booking will change. We'll find you somewhere else to stay. So I wanted to know if you wanted to do that or go and let them find you somewhere else to stay. So let me handle this and then I'll get right back with you. Also, I forgot to mention, I did book this through my booking.com rewards. And the way booking.com is set up, if there's something wrong with the hotel, they will find you somewhere else to stay immediately. normally, typically, if you have not stayed there for 2 days. So what they were telling us was that by her being there for 2 days, they couldn't rehouse her. All they could do was contact the hotel for a refund.
So they agreed to refund her for all but the 2 days that she was there. Okay. So you're telling me she's like, they told me I have to be out of here by 12 if I'm checking out today. I'm like, okay, well, I'll help you find somewhere else to go, but you're going to have to cover it until my funds are released and they issue the refund. She's like, I'm not paying any more money. I already paid you my money. You also fucked up my money. But I digress. So, I tell them, okay, go ahead with the refund or whatever. So I tell her, I'm like, okay, they're giving you a partial refund, but like I said, you're gonna have to cover the hotel. And I found you another place, but you're gonna have to cover it until the refund comes through. I'm not spending any more money and blah blah.
Has already said that there's nothing they can do. I did ask them to send a request over to Sweetfield for a full refund, but they said that they can only send the request. They themselves cannot approve a full refund. And when I spoke to the manager at Sweetfield, they are not willing to do a full refund because, like I said, you stayed there for 2 days already. So I gave you the information for booking. Maybe you can get a different response from them. Let me know. But right now I'm trying to see how I can get you out of there without you having to pay additional monies, because I definitely want to help rectify this situation. I understand you're upset, you're frustrated, and you should be. You have every right to be, but my job is to try and get you into a better situation. You stated that you have to check out by 12 p.m. and you don't want to stay. So, I mean, I figured the sooner that we could try to get the funds back, the better off we'd be to get you another place to stay. So delaying the refund is just, I don't understand the sense of delaying the refund. Do you not want the refund? Do you want to stay? Or do you want the refund at least to be in the works while we find somewhere else for you to stay? And even if you do have to cover it, then at least you know you'll be reimbursed and won't take an additional 3 to 5 days or what have you.
Like, why would you tell them to issue a refund if I haven't found it without finding me somewhere else to stay? Because you just said that you weren't staying there and you have to check out by 12. So you literally just said that you're not staying here. So why are we doing this back and forth thing? Why are you playing this game? She wants me to say, oh, well, I'm going to cover you. I'm going to find you another place to stay and I'm going to pay for it. I'm not doing that because at this point you've already committed fraud. I'm trying to do everything I can to keep from calling you a scammer at this point because I need the facts, you know? So she's like, well, I'm just going to have to stay here. I'm like, okay, well, since you're staying there, I will contact the manager again, let her know that you're staying to stop the refund, and I will have them put you in another room. She's like, I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy with your service. I'm your client. At this point, now I know you want bullshit. This all is feeling like a scheme that Todd set up to come to me with the bullshit at this point. So I contacted the manager and told her that she's gonna stay, cancel the refund. And she said, okay, well, I'm going to show her some new rooms. Oh, I just got done showing her some new rooms, some other rooms. And she's picked out the one that she wants to stay in. Okay, cool, whatever. So at this point, I don't know. She sent me something like a screen. I'm gonna show y'all, but she sent me something that was basically just like, it said verified. It was a screenshot of something that said verified. I'm like, is this you showing me that you've canceled the case? She's like, yeah. She's like, yes, it is, blah, blah, blah. So I contact PayPal and they're like, but I didn't get a notification that the case was canceled and I had access to my account again. So I'm like, I had a feeling she was lying. So I contacted PayPal and they're like, no, she didn't cancel anything. That was just her verifying her identity. She didn't cancel anything. And at that time, I found out that she did, in fact, file the claim on the 4th after she actually arrived. And she did it through her bank. So later down the line, I found out that because she did it through her bank, there's little to nothing that PayPal can do. PayPal is set up to where if they see that you got what you paid for, you got the service, you're on the trip, you picked up your costume, they're going to wipe out your case. They're done with you. But because she filed it through her bank can take up to 75 days to make a decision and give me my money back. And it could take up to 75 days for me to get access to that account again. So she's just royally screwed me. And so then I'm like, okay, I went back to her. I'm like, you know, that's not what that is. You haven't canceled the case. They just confirmed that you did in fact file the claim on the 4th. And at this point, this is a scam. At this point, you're committing fraud. And so, y'all know. So, yeah, I ran it back to her. I'm like, yeah, she's like, well, I'm not happy with, she's like, I'm like, yeah, so at this point, you're committing fraud. And until you, what I tell her? I told her something like, I'm gonna put the screenshot, but I told her something like, at this point, you're committing fraud, and unless I receive that payment, I can't ensure the balance, the remaining that you'll receive the remaining portion of the package. And she's like, what does that mean? But you know what that means. So at that point, I was deeply considering canceling her return flight. And I was bent on it. I talked to a few people and they were like, yeah, you absolutely should. You absolutely should cancel her return flight. Because she's dead ass wrong. Like, and these are people that she knows. These people that know her, they're like, yeah, you should definitely cancel her flight. The only thing, oh, that's a mess. The only thing that kept me from canceling her flight was, give me a second. So, yeah, let me go back and say, cause, so she's like, what does that mean? What does that mean? You can't guarantee the remainder of my trip. And I'm like, please let me know once you have canceled the case and we'll go from there. As your client, I would like an answer to my question. I don't give a fuck about you being my client at this point. At this point, I don't give a fuck. So I'm like I said, let me know when it's handled. I don't want to hear shit else from you. Let me know when it's handled. I'm going to treat you like a scammer now. You are not my client. You are a scammer. I'm going to treat you like the common thief at this point. So she sends me a screenshot. I forgot what it was. I'll put it up. Basically trying to convince me that she's canceled it again, or that she's contacted her bank to cancel it or whatever. And just lying, just more lies or whatever. And I'm like, okay, whatever at this point. Because I'm tired. I'm tired of going back and forth. At this point, I've come to terms with the fact that she's not going to cancel that case. She's not going to do it. I'm going to have to sue and some more stuff. So at this point, I'm going back and forth with PayPal to see what can be done, and they can't do anything. Their hands are tied. And so, end of the trip, I talked to a few people. Everybody's like, yeah, you are well within your rights. Normally, one of my friends was like, normally I'd be like, nah, that's bogus. That's kind of messed up. But she did you dirty. Like, go ahead and do what you got to do, sis. And I even prayed about it. And even God was like, cancel Christmas on that hoe. For real. My ancestors were like, cancel Christmas on that hoe. Only thing that kept me from canceling her return flight was the thought of me leaving another black woman stranded in another country. And if something happened, me being me, I couldn't live with that. So I let her make her flight, and she's skipping down the aisle. She knew the pilot on one of the flights. She knew the pilot, so they gave her free snacks, free alcohol. I think they upgraded her seat. Like, she's all in her stories and stuff. She kept me on her stories up until she got home. Then she blocked me. So she's taking pictures with the pilot and, having a jolly old time. They record her strolling down with her carry-on and stuff. Almost like she was taunting me, like, bitch, I got this trip for next to nothing, and you ain't do shit about it. So now I'm getting mad. But then it was like, okay, you had the opportunity to cancel Christmas on her ass and you didn't. So that's on you. Definitely finna sue that ass though. And I want damages. Because at this point, it is now July. Oh, sorry. What am I talking about? It is August the 18th. And I still don't have access to that account or my funds. So when she got home, she sent me this message. And what does that look like to y'all? Obviously, she's trying to cover her tracks because her bank is on her ass like, hey. So she hit me with that. I hit her with this. Y'all peep at the bottom where she was like, oh, give me your payment info, whatever. I gave her my payment info. To date, I have not received the payment. So I guess that was her way of trying to make it seem to her bank like she was trying to give me the funds back. And she's probably going to tell them that I didn't respond. I responded in 30 seconds flat. Like, I responded in less than 5 minutes. So, I've got to mention a key point. She filed the dispute as unauthorized transaction. This is how I know she's an idiot. Instead of saying that she didn't get what she paid for, she files as unauthorized transaction, but she paid the invoice. You made the payment to the invoice. You signed a contract. There's pictures of you picking up your costume. So basically her bank got on her ass like, hey, but being that she's a veteran, apparently she's a veteran, so she banks with USAA. So that means that they're going to cover you. Like, they're going to look out for you if you're a veteran. That's the way I perceive it, because there's no way that they have all of this evidence and it's still taking them, what has it been, 2 weeks now? It's still taking them all this time to make a decision and say, hey, you did receive this, you did make this payment, we gonna send this money back. So it's in God's hands now. I'm trying not to worry too much about it. That on top of, I'm gonna come back with a part 2 about how she impacted my group of 5. So it kind of added fuel to the fire. She rode in with them, and so they ended up linking up at the fetes that I booked for them. And I'm sure she was talking shit about me to them and everything. So I had made a post on Instagram saying, basically, fraud is going to be treated like fraud. I'm not letting nobody get over on me like this again. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Dead ass, because this is ridiculous. I look out for too many people. I've helped too many people. I let people, y'all know my first St. Lucia trip, I only charged $1,800 for that package.
Oh, you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
I put myself so deep in the hole, it took me 2 years to crawl out. That's why I was thanking God for COVID, because that allowed me to get a lot of shit together. That little break, that little pause in the universe allowed me to get a bounce back from a lot of shit. But I'm always looking out for people. The purpose of me starting this company was to make carnival and vacations more affordable for Black people in general, because you know, a lot of people from my community, they wouldn't be able to do the things that we do. Everybody don't make a 6-figure salary, or don't come from a rich background or whatever. So carnival can be very expensive. So I always felt that my job was to make it more affordable and, you know, not cut corners, but just see what can be done to save, cost savings. I'm a buyer. I'm a professional buyer, procurement analyst. So cost savings is in my nature. So that I felt like that was my calling. This just made me feel like, you know, I'm not getting paid enough. I left over $80K a year to come and do this full time, and to just be slapped in the face, be stolen from, be blasted on social media like I'm a scammer, like I'm not giving people what they pay for. That's a whole nother story. I'm gonna actually come back with a part 2 for that. Oh, I'm sweating, it's hot. It's nasty for no reason. Over $1,100 is crazy. It's nasty. Definitely a lesson learned. It's traumatic, honestly. It's a traumatic event, because it definitely makes me look at people differently. Never would have thought somebody like that was capable of that. Like I said, she's known. Like, you're known, especially amongst the community, you're known. So to pull something like that, and I think she kind of, if you peep in her email, she's like, oh, you don't know anything about the culture. Like, ma'am, I've been doing this for 4 years. Never had any incidents like this. Even my first trip, which was St. Lucia, and that was chaos, pure chaos. Nothing was as bad as this. So obviously I'm doing something right, because I'm still in business. And even today, with me announcing that I'm ending my business, people are still hitting me up like, oh, well, can you just do a private package for us? I got 2 private bookings since this happened 2 weeks ago. Well, last week. So, and then other people are still registering for the Jamaica package. Speaking of, I have 3 spots left for Jamaica Carnival. Trying to sell those out. I am doing my last lap. That is going to be part of my last lap as far as carnivals for 2024. But yeah, it's just disheartening. And like I said, it's traumatic, because I never would have thought somebody, especially somebody like that, that's known, would be capable of doing somebody like that. Another Black woman, Black owned business, and everybody knows it's just me doing this. I don't have a team. Like, I have no funded. I'm funded 100% by myself, and all the upfront costs, the overhead, everything comes out of my pocket, and I still make it happen for people in the cheapest way possible. And so I know I'm doing God's work, but it's just at this point, even still, I have to know my worth, and I have to put myself and my babies first, because my priority is to feed them. So if y'all taking money out my mouth and all of this, I'm not able to feed my babies, and I'm not gonna ever be in a position like that. No more. So that was part 1. I'm gonna hit you guys as soon as possible with part 2. Finish getting ready so I can get up out of here. Y'all pray for me. I'm going to the south side, but I'm going to High Park, so we should be good. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell so that you can be notified when I come back with part 2. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Africa, we adore you. Music, join my